Hello, welcome to another Tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the painting I am bringing you today is called Summer Copse. It's a 5 by 10 inch painting, and I think I painted this last month, maybe the end of the month before, so this is July 2nd. So early in June, yeah, late in May. Pretty happy with it, actually. Hopefully you'll enjoy watching me put it together. Right now I'm painting on my usual burnt umber background color and using black thinned down with some archival brand odorless lean medium, which acts quite a lot like linseed oil but dries quicker. Those of you that have been with me a little while will already know this stuff, but we're getting new people all the time, folks, so yeah. Quite a few people join the channel every month, so I'm assuming those are new people. Unless I made you mad and you left, and now you're coming back because you can't live without the tonalist videos. I'd understand that. That makes sense to me. Hey, so I am no longer occupying a studio at the Quarry Arts Center. I'm doing this video in the evening. I usually would try and do these during the day, usually at my lunch break, which was, you know, a good size break, but I would be doing work and things. Where I have moved is a place called Cowboy Junkies. It's an antique and collectible shop where I have my studio now, and I'm also keeping an eye on the store for the owner in exchange for use of the studio. So it's pretty cool getting to learn about antiques and stuff. And I've been setting up the new studio. It's a nice space with nice light. And so we're in a whole different territory because I've been at the Quarry Art Center for 8 years. Oh, by the way, see our little scroll there? Would you please like this video and leave me a comment? Only nice comments, though. I don't need a negative comment. But you can just give me an emoji if you want. Thumbs up, that's fine. Assuming you like this channel, assuming you like this video, and I think you will. I think it's a pretty nice looking painting. Also, if you think someone else might enjoy this, go ahead and share this video. Apparently, that gets the YouTube robot just beside itself with ecstasy that people would be driven to YouTube to waste. Oh, I don't want to say waste. To use hour after hour watching wonderful videos like this one. Yeah, it's not a waste. This is high quality. This is entertainment, though. Trust me. It's not really a learning channel, although I try and get some tidbits in there for you guys, some tidbits, sometimes quite a lot. So maybe we'll talk about this painting a little bit, and then I want to get into surfaces, painting surfaces. But so you can see I'm painting in the sky, and it's almost a blue sky. But one of the things I like to do is I like to inject just plain gray clouds are really kind of blah. So a lot of times I cram in purple into my clouds or other shades of blue. And then every now and again I'll just break out the regular old Mike's Gray, which is, I'm calling it Mike's Gray. It's like ivory, ivory black and titanium white. But it's on my palette, and I label it Mike's Gray because it makes sense to me. Anyway, that's just a neutral gray, leaning towards cool, so it's not completely neutral. In order to get that mixture completely neutral, because both the ivory black and the titanium white tend to be cool colors, but there's blue in the sky, but it looks like I'm throwing in some color and stuff too. I'm a bit discombobulated because I've been moving stuff all day. I've been learning about all these antiques and things, and yeah. So, but I did want to keep the videos coming, so I thought, well, the best way to assure that happens is to go and record one now so that I can upload it and get it out to you. Anyway, can see I'm putting in the lighter. Now, one of the ways I modulate from blue down to the sort of color like we're seeing towards the bottom of the sky is by using yellow ochre. So you can mix in quite a lot of yellow ochre and white. If it's just straight yellow ochre and blue, it will seem quite greenish. But the white has a way of kind of ameliorating that greenish influence. And if I find that it is going too green, I would adjust that with a bit of permanent orange, which is a color you can get from Gamblin'. It's a very nice orange. I tried a lot of different oranges, and I settled on the permanent orange. There was another orange I liked just as well, but I noticed that it was a combination of perylene or perylene red from Gamblin' and the permanent orange. So I thought, well, I'll just have both of them on my palette and have the permanent orange, which is nice because it's only semi-opaque. It's a great color for adjusting. Actually, one of the main reasons I put orange on my palette was for skies, because it's very easy for you to modulate from blue into grays without even really having to clean your brush, because when you add orange to the blue, you get a complementary. And also, that's unlike a very cold, boring gray. Complementary grays can be quite exciting, and it's an amazing range of grays you can get, and the sky is really the best place to exhibit them. You might notice I painted in the stream here, stream/river. Usually I'll do that at the same time I'm doing the sky, since all those colors are on the brush I'm using. Oh, this is one thing I'm really pleased that I did on this painting. So what I've been doing for years now is kind of painting those background elements like I'm doing now. It's like some trees in the distance. I've been forever just painting them too dark and then scumbling, and so I was thinking, well, you know what, I'm just gonna make this a whole kind of faded out plane, like almost like you think, oh, is that part of the sky. But you'll see I'll do a few little things to pull it out, and I'm really, really pleased with the way that turned out, and I'm really pleased that it occurred to me to do it, because it shows evolution. It's only taken me 10 years of painting to get there. So those of you that are painting, don't feel bad if everything you do is not great. Landscape painting is quite hard to do, and one of the reasons why, I did so many different kinds of art as a professional illustrator. I could have gotten almost anything, but one of the reasons I decided to settle on landscape painting is I felt like it could be endlessly challenging and interesting, and that has totally proven to be the case. I have not got bored with doing landscape paintings, and I've done thousands of them now, so I hope to do thousands more, especially in my new studio, which so I haven't been painting for about a week or so, which is a drag, but hopefully it won't be too long before I'll get into something. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about, I just remembered something else. I've got to send a message to someone. My student, yes. Okay, sorry about that. Getting distracted here. But you get in a video, so it's happening. It's all good. One of the things I actually really liked the scene. I sort of like these little bushes I just painted in there. Really debated just painting those out, but I think they work. And normally I don't like distracting things like that. But I felt since they were kind of functioning together as a group, and they were sort of reinforcing the horizontal composition, that they worked. And I think I pulled it off. I definitely do think I pulled it off. It's a nice little painting. And I guess that'll lead us in. We're almost a little over halfway of the video. So what I'm planning on doing in the new studio, one of the reasons why it was important for me to move, is that I really want to start doing some larger work. And if you've been with me any length of time, you'll know, you've heard it already. But I ordered the panels today, so for better or worse, we're going to be jumping in. And I intend to videotape it. I haven't done any videotaping. I haven't done any painting in the new studio, but generally, if I'm painting, I'm videotaping. They go hand in hand, as far as I'm concerned. I absolutely love recording my work, and that's one of the main things that drove me to, you know, having a channel on YouTube. Is I just, it's silly to have all this recorded painting and not share it. So hopefully you're getting some out of it as well. And I think a lot of you do. So I get some real nice comments via email and in the comment sections. And I really appreciate that. Really appreciate all of you that take the time to comment. Like I said, even if it's a thumbs up, it's good for the YouTube robot. That it's not actually as smart as we might think. It just looks for patterns. So what I just did now, a quick swipe with a glaze, and there's a bit of that permanent orange in there. I can tell you that. Probably also a little bit of transparent earth yellow from Gamblin, which is a wonderful color for glazing, which gives you kind of an ochreish quality. It has a tendency to go a little bit green though, so I tend to counteract that with the orange. But I think that glazing really helped pull everything together, and glazing is very, very powerful for that. Actually, one of the main reasons you can consider doing a glaze on parts of your painting or your entire painting is it has a unifying effect, and so all the colors are tied together with greater tonal harmony, and this is one of the reasons it's called tonalism. It looks like the screen. I'll probably knock the camera a little bit. You're not missing much though, maybe an eighth of an inch or so. Oh, anyway, I want to talk. So I've been looking into substrates, and for those of you that maybe know the word but aren't quite sure what it means, it just means the surface you're painting on. And it could be canvas, it could be a board, could be a piece of cardboard, could be a piece of mat board, could be the kitchen table, it could be anything, a piece of plexi or a piece of metal, all of these. Now I decided, you can see in the painting, I decided to do a bit of scumbling in there anyway, but I'll be backing off from quite a bit of that. It's just, again, to kind of just sock things back, introduce some of that with atmospheric haze. Yeah. Anyway, we got another 2 minutes or so here. Enough time to talk about substrates. So I have been painting on MDF, and it's pretty good. I like it. I have recently decided, though, that for the larger things, I'm going to paint on hardboard, which is actually called HDF. And you might be wondering, well, what is the difference? Well, the hardboard is also known as masonite in the United States. That is smooth on one side and textured on the other, whereas MDF is kind of like a compressed sort of cardboard. It's a board. The MDF is a heat process, whereas the hardboard is a wet process. And hardboard is bound together with, I don't know how to pronounce that word, lignin, the lignin in the wood itself, whereas the MDF is held together with formaldehyde. So you got to be careful with that. Interesting though, they seem very similar, but they have distinct differences. And the reason I've opted to go for hardboard on the larger pieces is that it has like a much greater density. So they've applied far more pressure to it, and it's a denser board. Downsides to hardboard, from what I understand, is that you can get chipping at the edges. Also, it's easier to snap if it's bent, whereas MDF almost never does. MDF is softer, though, and it's not that hard to make a dent in it if even with your own your fingernail. Now, all this said, it's good to keep in mind with paintings that if they are if they're hung with a frame on a wall in a house that's kept at livable conditions for human beings, it's probably going to be just fine. Yeah. Almost no matter what it's painted on. You definitely want to seal your board though. Don't just paint on raw wood or raw cardboard and expect that painting to last long term. Anyway, back to our scene here. You can see I'm working in the greens, and I like them. I kind of there, and also I think got the big payoff with this band of lighter colored grass in the middle ground. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think a lot of this is actually in the reference. I think a lot of this just really occurred to me as I was working. And I like nothing more than to have a good base of rich greens in like a field like this, and then start working in little bits of lighter green. And sometimes I might make that green lighter with orange or my Hansa yellow medium or yellow ochre. Almost never will white be any part of that, because when you start putting whites into your greens, that has its uses, but for the most part, in general, it's a bad idea. Yeah, you want to always try and lighten your greens with like one of those three, either your yellow, whether it's cadmium or Hansa yellow, ochre, or the permanent orange. Anyway, I can see we are almost done with this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. This painting will be in my store, so go buy it. Hey, it's a nice painting. You would never regret it. I'll be back real soon with another video. Meanwhile, do me a favor, please. Take good care of yourself and all your loved ones and stay out of trouble.